Okay, and Helldivers, we are back. We have got loads to go over today as we have just managed to complete our latest major order, meaning that the Mech buff is now in play. We're also going to take a look as the Helldivers 2 board game accumulates nearly £1 million Great British pounds, and the Baskinator is taken to Discord to answer a load of your questions with regards to the highly insightful stuff you want to know. We've also got Iron Sights coming up with some more leaks, which could seem a little terrifying, so we're going to dive into everything we've got happening today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And do make sure that you check out our incredible sponsor, Gamersups, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers with the most effective and healthy energy drink choice compared to those tinned alternatives that we're all used to. Completely keto friendly, 0 sugar and less than 1 calorie. Using code CloudPlays at checkout will get you a cheeky discount. Links in the description. And also today we're giving away the top bundle of super credits. So if you want to get involved with it, it is very, very simple. Head down into the comment section and put an array of yellow hearts to show your support to the Helldivers. That'll enter you in, and we're going to announce that one in just 2 days time, so make sure that you stay tuned to it. That being said, let's dive into the game and see what it is that's happening right now. So taking a look at the Galactic War Table, we have a success message coming from Super Earth. It states right here, by returning Weezn to the rightful control of Super Earth citizens, the Helldivers have helped secure the future prosperities of our citizens. In addition, they have secured the resources necessary to augment the Democracy Space Station with an exosuit support bay. The bay will be installed immediately. Moving forward, the DSS will provide rapid exosuit replenishment to all super destroyers it shares an orbit with, reducing exosuit stratagem cooldowns by 35% on the orbited planet. The Arsenal of Freedom continues to grow more powerful in the arms race against the triumvirate of enemy belligerents. There can be no relent, and with this victory, we take one stride closer to permanent, lasting security. And taking a look at the Democracy Space Station page, at the moment at least, I cannot seem to find any level of actions with regards to this, so we just kind of have to agree to the fact that the passive is applied until hopefully we manage to see something actually come up on the screen as to what it is that passive actually is. So this one right in time, it is obviously the Mech booster. So 35% cooldown is now applied to your Mech stratagems. Overall though, quite an interesting time on the Galactic War Table. As we can see, the Meridian Black Hole is pretty much not moved at all, as the escalation of this has slowed right down. So we'll see exactly where that one goes. As of right now, the 3 planets are pretty safe, as it seems to have slowed so far down that we have managed to pretty much put it to a standstill. Over on the Terminus sector is hopefully where we'll end up next on the next major order at some point later today, but we'll have to wait and see. It may well be tomorrow. But yeah, it seems pretty damn saucy indeed. And for those of you guys wondering, your superstore for the next one day is the Democracy Deputy full set. We have got the Hellbent full set and the Cinderblock full set. Still waiting that kill zone armor, but we do have some news on that one coming from the Baskinator in just a moment. In other news though, the Helldivers 2 board game actually went up for backing on GameFound, which is a essential Kickstarter, and this has been an absolutely incredible one with over 4,155 backers and 11 days left on the record. There is nearly £1 million Great British pounds that have been backed into this game, which is absolutely insane. Now obviously there is only 11 days left to be able to pledge towards this and get your copy of it. As to how it is that they're going to run it, we'll have to wait and see, but as of right now, it is going to be acceptable for obtainability for a little while. We'll see if they manage to extend it, or if they just actually issue it out as a full-blown sale with a goal of 60,000. $1 million should pretty much secure the factor of this thing being ground up for the longevity. As well as the Baskinator has taken to Discord and has answered a load of questions over the last few days, which have been extremely interesting. First of all, somebody asked if there was going to be any new mission types, such as like the Dark Fluid or the TCS. They were some of the bigger mission activities inside of the game, and as much as they were like limited time missions because they ran along the storyline, we've obviously not seen them since. We are wanting some more of those impactful missions rather than just taking out a certain amount of enemies, liberating a specific planet, or collecting a certain amount of samples. This one has been requested for quite some time, and the Baskinator states, I think I put this in most of my sentiment reports, so definitely the team is aware that folks want new mission types, and after speaking to the level designer just a few months ago, we know that they're working on new mission designs every single day, as well as new biomes. So it's quite intriguing to see exactly how this one can pan out moving forward, especially with it coming up to the update time period for a next big update, which I say will be due around early to mid-May. Moving into the next one though, Baskinator gets asked a question right here as to whether we will get a cape or armor rewards for the popli successful defense. Now I do think that this is a big ask. It's not like Malevelon Creek in any way or shape or form. Malevelon Creek was a whole different entity on its own that lasted months and months of war. And naturally, the Baskinator says, I'm not aware of one, though I do love the idea. I like capes, no matter what Edna Mode says. Yes, if you know, you know. But unfortunately, we aren't going to be receiving anything like that. I think the Malevelon Creek cape is pretty much the only one we've ever received, and we've said this 100 times here on the channel, but they definitely need to start leaning into the story narrative and giving us rewards based on those sort of aspects. So it would be quite nice to see this sort of stuff coming in, because I think Calypso also did deserve a cool looking cape for the defense on that one. And finally, again, for the final time, so many times over the year that this game has gone through, somebody is asking if cross progression is still on the tablet, and this is a problem because obviously a lot of people, such as myself, want to move to PC, but unfortunately do not want to grind out 150 levels all over again. The Baskinator says, I imagine that it is, but I haven't heard anything on it for a while. I know it's something people really, really want, and understandably so. So fingers crossed we'll actually see something with regards to that soon, but it's not looking likely that it will be at any point this year, and that's my honest opinion. But we're now going to move into the leak territory. So you guys who don't want to see this, you will need to jump off, because this is quite a big leak indeed coming from Iron Sights. With that being said, if you guys are gone, we've got the people that are left over wanting to see it. So let's take a look at what's going on. It says right here, leak the automaton homeworld. Some screenshots I was able to get of new Cyberstan. Most of the in-mission assets for it do not exist in the files yet. So here's a little view from the galactic map. And as you can see, the image on here is obviously new Cyberstan. Now, the planet has absolutely zero assets. It's just a giant question mark at the moment, which means that it's obviously still being worked on. But diving into the planet, it does give like a gigantic, generic, plain biome, just pretty much like a placeholder overall, but Iron Sights just wanted to make an update post on it, as previously they were not able to see what placeholder are being used. So it's quite an interesting factor, but new Cyberstan, it could potentially be on the midst of for future content, and the automatons home planet may well eventually be at risk. Now moving into your top comments, as you guys had a lot to state about the last video. We were talking about a lot of stuff such as the 40k collaboration and the hidden PlayStation trailer debunk. If you've not seen it, you definitely need to, because it gives you some decent info. But this first one right here states, CF just existing fighting around on the battlefield would make the game so more immersive. It's weird that we only ever see dead CF on the planets. We don't even need full-scale armies of CF, although that would be cool mission type, but just to have them in groups every now and then around the map, maybe even some defending artillery and other objectives. And I do think that this would really increase immersion inside of the game, although we know full well that there is a bit of an issue with having a certain amount of assets on the map itself, so we probably would have to lose some other stuff to have those CF there. Mainly even enemy types, if we're being completely realistic. So it could be quite an interesting immersion, and I would love to see it, but whether we will, then that'll have to be seen. Next up, it states right here, I think a battleground in the distance during missions between CF grunts and enemy factions would be cool, like the Super Destroyer in the distance, but in a gunfire and on the ground. So essentially the skybox, but on the plane of what we can see across the map. We can never actually get there, but it would be cool to actually see it, and I do agree with that one as well. A very good way of actually being able to work it via the skybox. And this one states right here, the only way I could see a bike working is if it had a sidecar with a mounted style warp. Now obviously that was in HD1, and that is something that we are all wanting at the moment. Myself specifically, I am in so much need of a bike, you have no idea. I just really want to live out that fantasy. Just let me do it, Arrowhead. Let me do it. Now, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today, though. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate your faces. I'll see you in the clouds.